Hello everyone. So today I'm making what's going to be 4-way queen castles. As you can see, I am using medium supers. I've got a whole bunch of them. I've never used them as my supers. They've just always been these boxes I've had since I've decided that most of what I'm going to be using are deep boxes. I didn't want to see these go to waste, so me and my friend Tom, we're going to be getting into queen rearing starting next year, and we're going to need a whole bunch of boxes in order to do this. My hive count is building up enough, and by next spring I should have over 60 boxes, so it should be very sufficient for us to start doing little queen castles. So if you saw my other video, you saw that I had doubles and I had triples. So this time I'm making 4-ways out of them. So right here, and each one will hold 2 frames. Okay. So I've got the divider. Went out and bought myself this little tiny saw. Not too expensive. Got it from Harbor Freight. It's okay. I think the saw was like $30, and then you have to get the battery, which is like $15, and a charger, which was like $10. So yeah, it's not too bad. I wouldn't have bought it at all, except that I already have all these boxes already built. So what I'm doing real fast, I'll show you, is I've got 2 boards. I've got some boards that are already cut. So it's just a piece of plywood. I've set it up. I removed the guard on here so I don't have to pick the guard up off of it. Doesn't get in my way. So I just set it right here. I make a cut. I spin it. I slide my piece over. That gives me the right cut on both sides, and then I just kind of smooth out the middle, as you can see. For my 2 side pieces, I've got 2 different boards, just slightly off from each other. I slip one in. I cut. I slip the other one in. And I cut. Gives me just the right width that I need for my pieces to go in. So for my center boards, right now I'm using Lewin board only because I had a half a sheet of it. So it's enough for me to make a bunch of them. So it fits right up inside of the groove, and it's a tight enough grip that I don't have to glue it. I kind of like that. The middle one's just a little bit looser. That one I might glue just because when I make my cut, it does go into the handhold because they make their handholds so deep. So when this board is in there, let's see here. When my board's in there, it actually blocks it. So I think I might actually glue the middle ones in, but the 2 on the sides are loose enough that I don't have to worry about it. So this is strictly a queen bank. This is all this is. So I'm going to make bottom boards. If you guys remember the bottom boards that I had made, let's see here real fast. Where do I got them at? This is where everything's kind of ended up. Things that I've made in the past. Anyway, let's see here. Yeah. So this is my triple board. So I'm going to make a board that's very similar to this, except that it's going to have 4 on it. But that's not the only difference. Okay, so with my 3, you saw that I had a middle cutout here, and I had a cutout here and here to use 1, 2, 3. But on this one, it's going to be different. So when I build this, it will have an entrance coming out here in the middle, here in the middle, and then on each side, 1 in the middle, 1 in the middle. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This allows the queens and their and they're girls to fly out. It allows my virgin queens, when we start raising queens, we'll raise them in starter and finisher hives, and when they move out, then a bunch of bees will go up inside of here, and then I will take a queen cell and I will attach it up inside of here. Then she will go out and she'll mate. Now we'll have this probably at 2 different properties. I'm going to have about 30 hives on each property, so that they can go out and mate properly. I've got a lot of good hives that got some fantastic queens in them. They're really good at cleaning up after themselves, very hygienic, making lots of honey and other things. So this is just the newest thing. I've still been playing around with the tops on these. I've thought about doing... Sorry about that. So I've thought about putting boards that are up inside of here to keep these away from each other, and then placing a larger board. But I think I'm going to go with something else. I think I'm going to go with a piece of heavy plastic, like a mat type plastic, and sit it up on here, you know, have it overlap maybe. I haven't figured that one out. But then after it's over, I'm just going to take a regular piece of plywood and it'll just sit down. And it'll just sit flat on there. So when I pull this off, I'll be able to take the plastic and roll it back and look at this one, or take the plastic and roll it back and look at this one. So a mat, a plastic, something. I'll come up with something and I'll show you guys later on. But that's the idea. So before anybody starts writing into me and says, you know, that it's too small for the bees to build up, you got to understand that this is not for my bees to build up. This is strictly for queens. I put my virgin queens in there, the queen cells. They go out, they mate, they come back. These queens are here only so that they can help me with my larger production hives, the ones that are going out on contract and the ones that are producing honey. Okay, so when I do my splits, I will now have my own queens instead of going out and buying them. You know, though I still will buy them. I have a very good supplier, and I'm not going to lose my relations with him. I'm going to keep buying queens from him, and but this allows me to make my own. This will also allow me to sell my own queens up here, so if people are interested, they can stop on by and pick themselves up a queen. So my new queen banks in a medium box, 4 different places. So I've got 40 of these boxes to make, so that's going to allow me to produce about 160 queens. We keep our fingers crossed. Okay, so you guys go ahead and try this yourselves if you'd like to, or if you live in the neighborhood, you know, you could stop on by, and you guys know I'm in Spotsylvania. Come on by, go to my website, burnleyfarmapiary.com. my address is on there. Stop by, I'd love to talk to you. Okay, so this is Thurman from Burnley Farm Apiary. Y'all take care.